Hi everyone, this is my run on Reno's Intersecting Wheels Professional Pride. This run is going to both meet the ticket mission requirement and also nicely showcase Reno's FR. Reno's FR really makes this particular stage extremely easy, and the goal is to pair Reno with some sort of off-turn damage dealers that will be able to deal damage during the enemy's turn. There's plenty of options for this. I used Kain, but you can also use counter attackers such as Galuf or Oren. Any of them really works. I used Sherlotta as my third party member here, mainly just so that I can quickly charge up the force gauge at the start because I don't want to waste a lot of time slowly building the force gauge to 100%. If you don't mind gradually building up the force gauge though, you can always just swap Sherlotta with another often damage dealer, and with two often damage dealers the bosses will melt during Reno's force time. But upon some testing, I realized that really one often damage dealer is sufficient, so I just opted to use Sherlotta and quickly go for the 100% force gauge so that I can end the fight a little bit more quickly. It's also extremely helpful if you unequipped your party's speed passives, and I'll list down in the video description the speed passives that I removed for this team. But essentially all you need to do is just go into your character's passives and just unequip any passive that says speed up. At the start I had Kain use his LD and BT+, and then on Sherlotta's second turn I had her go into multiple S1s to charge the force gauge as well as her EX whenever it's up, finally ending her turn with a BT+ to get her aura as well. Now on Reno's turn here, the force gauge is already at 100% and you could potentially start his force time here, but I decided to wait for one more round because I wanted to have one round to set up all the call abilities on both Kain and Sherlotta. So Kain, before jumping into the air, I had him use the Warrior of Light LD call, and the shield here is really just to help to mitigate some of the incoming damage throughout the boss's turns. That being said, I think that if you have Reno, you can actually just spam Pyramid on his turn. You will still eat a little bit of HP damage, but it shouldn't be enough to KO your characters, and you'll be able to heal both from the HP regen as well as the Alexander summon anyway. So the Warrior of Light call I think is a little bit more optional. On Sherlotta's turn here, I used the Ash call. If you don't have the Ash call, you can also use a Crow call as well. If you are using a Crow call, I would recommend to use the Crow call right on her first turn rather than on her second turn here. Anyway, either Thunder and Chunk call will work, and the only reason for that is just so that Sherlotta herself can uptick the force bonus by 20% on her turn later on. Now that setup is complete, I'm back on Reno's second turn. I use his additional ability just to get his AA aura up, and then I go straight into his force mode. Reno's force time also pauses and cancels the boss's current force effects, which is quite nice to have. Now during Reno's force time, the play is pretty straightforward here. During the 10 turns, what you really want to do is just spam Pyramid on Reno's turn. Use Sherlotta's LD once to get access to her Chuck Stuff skill, and then just spam Chuck Stuff during her turn. And for Kain, anytime he lands, you just want to use his LD and launch him up into the air again. The goal here actually is to give the bosses as many turns as possible. During their turn, they will increase the force bonus by 50%, and they'll get hit by Kain's Lancet as well. The combination of the Warrior of Light call on Kain as well as Reno spamming Pyramid should be more than enough to mitigate any incoming damage, including the damage when they use Carpet Bomb right here. They use Carpet Bomb 3 times throughout the fight, and you can actually mitigate most of the damage again by Pyramid as well as the Warrior of Light shields. If you do take any residual damage, it's fine. You can just pop summon right at the end of the fight to heal your party members to full. I did mess up here a little bit. The bosses are low enough that I ideally could just pop summon, use the Cyan LD call, and finish off the bosses here to end the fight on turn 12, but I decided to just have another round here. In any case, when Reno's force time is on the last few turns, you should have accumulated roughly 700% force bonus, so you can just finish off the bosses here. This is also the reason why I gave the Cyan LD call to Reno, hoping to actually capitalize on a huge Cyan call at the end, but alas I didn't have room to use it before force time ended. Anyway, that's it for this run. As always, if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment and subscribe, it really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!